let's talk about your constituency. Tell us one or two major projects you intend to do for them, or one or two major projects you're doing for your constituency.
I think I will add one to it.
Okay.
Because one, we have spoken a lot about education.
Yes.
Education is one of my priorities. I really want to move educational issues in my constituency to a higher level, because I know that one of the major challenges we face as a rural constituency is the education of our people, which is a huge challenge. I will want to look at that. I will want to see to it that we have the requisite environment. In other words, I'm talking about the adequate classroom, adequate furniture, and then adequate. So one of my project aims is to try and get libraries, community libraries, in some of the areas, because some of the children, they don't even know where to sit and learn, and they cannot sit in the house because they will engage them in other things that can affect them. And so some of them cannot afford the books, but if there's a library around that area, they can go and borrow, and even sit in that environment, they get motivation from other colleagues around. And so that is important. So I want to look at education is something that I really want to look at. It's key. I know financing has also been a bigger issue. And so even as part of my campaign promises, I promised the people that I'm going to launch, institute an educational fund. And I'm actually doing some desk work on that. And so I want to make sure that we set up an educational fund, because we have very influential people, especially those in the diaspora, who can support, but they will need a working system to push through their support. I want to set up that. I know that has a potential. Once we get that, we can push people to go through. So education is a key.
Honorable is big on education.
Then I also want to look at the water, because water, they say, is life. Because if you look at water crisis, historically, Kumbongo is known to have a lot of water, because we have the river, that supply water to the northern and larger the northern region. It's from in the constituency, and so we are known, and so we and the people of Saviogo, we normally have some rivalry, and so we normally, unfortunately for them, they don't have water, and so and they also tell us how they have gurus, we don't have gurus, and so I really want to, but of late, I must say that water issues has been challenging, and then because the taps use not to log. But now the taps, they will get water twice or maximum thrice a week, and has been a challenge. And so I've been thinking about how to and fortunately for me, I have been able to use my network to drill about 20 boreholes, in the space of 6 months, I must indicate. And so, and more are coming. So I want to make sure that we have alternatives to the pipe-borne water, because some of the communities are not able to pay. They are not able to pay for their water bills. And so because of that, I think is one of the reasons why the water supply has been cut down. Okay. And so I will want to work around that. The other thing that I said I will want to add is livelihoods. Because agriculture is the mainstay of the people. And I must say that it's an area that is not doing too well in recent times, and this year is worse. We all see how the price of food, I mean, hits in the ceiling. I know we cannot, a maize bag, this year is sold around 300 Ghana cedi. And I tell you, around this time, most households in the rural community, they don't have it. And where will they generate 300 Ghana cedi to afford? It's a huge challenge. And so you see that when you are not able to meet your basic livelihood, then forget of other development. People will begin to talk about gurus, talk about, hospital. After they have been able to get something to eat. It's a basic requirement in life. We have to find. And so I want to look at how can we support in the agriculture sector so that at least we can improve upon the production.
Right.